He's here! Welcome back to Collector's Therapy, and yes, he is here. Dr. Otto Octavius, Doctor Octopus. Click that like button and subscribe, and we're gonna unbox this beast from XM Studios. So we've got where everything goes back into the box, and then we have the art print, which looks mighty awesome. I've seen some of these unboxings for Doc Ock already, and I know putting this baby together is going to be quite the project. I have to give it to XM Studios. This is some of the most incredible packaging I've ever seen in a statue. Like, you've got some nice padding with the tentacles. So we're going to take that out. That is what our tentacles look like. I expect this to be the hardest part of putting this guy together. Yeah, pretty much identical. It's just a little smaller. And you have all this nice foam padding all around his jacket. That is just incredible. You have this little broken piece of glass, very dusty, as you can tell. You have this bag of money, which is very, very nice. And gosh, this is actually fully sculpted. This bag, that is incredible. Wow, I wish you guys could feel this. It's kind of blowing my mind. But yeah, and of course you have the other tentacle. And we have the classic portrait, also known as my school picture from second grade with the bowl haircut. And we have the more modern portrait. Not bad at all. It'll be very interesting to see which one I prefer. And here is a back view of Doc Ock. So this is just crazy, crazy, crazy. You've got this little rod here that's gonna help him float in the air. And here are his tentacles. Oh my gosh. This bank sign is freaking maybe one of the craziest statue bases I've ever seen. And XM continues to impress. I mean, just look at the way they packaged the tentacles. You have Peter's camera, and look at that. That right there keeps the tentacles safe in place. And I think the rest of the tentacles are more or less the same. Yeah. Wow. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. And the last one, which is just a little more straighter, besides right there. And there is some color codedness. But this bank sign, holy shit. This is crazy. So I got to get this up on the table, and I will show some close-ups of this bank sign because this is just freaking awesome. So here is the bottom, of course. And wow, that's awesome. Man, just the amount of detail that had to have gone into this, and just wow. You know, you've got the algae at the bottom of the building. Just the bricks. They're just absolutely incredible. Wow. Just look at that. Holy crap. Oh my god. Wow. This is awesome. Wow. Oh my gosh. This, ladies and gentlemen, definitely one of the, got to go down as Definitely Statue of the Year contender. You know, I was just blown away by the Studios Daredevil. And this is like, oh my God. How do you pick? Wow. This baby. Oh my God. Absolutely incredible. There's little pieces there that you can kind of dust off, and that'll give you a full view of that. So now we're gonna do our best to construct this guy because, like I said, I've seen the videos, and this is gonna be quite a project. So he is going to go right here. There's a little hole for a rod. Now, I have seen some people talk about how he's not fully stable there. So now I know this one with the camera goes on the right. So I believe this one is going to go right here because you're going to want that tentacle to be there at that wall. So we'll put that there for now. No. Maybe? Possibly? And then it definitely feels like you've almost got to force this one in. Doing some little shake tests. Okay. So this has that little red dot. And I put this one right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. We're going to kind of mess with this so we can see exactly what the heck we're supposed to do. Okay, so it turns and locks like that. Okay, and then you turn it and it comes off. Okay, so let's try putting this back on. Okay, that actually was pretty not too bad at all. At least for mine. Hopefully I have that on right. You can move those a little bit, but I'm kind of... Okay, it's falling off. Here lies the problem. Okay, so you don't want to move it too much because, you know, that is what causes it to lock. You can see from this distance there's some little grooves that these little tentacles can go into. Feel like the money bag goes right here because the tentacle is going to go up top. Yes. Okay. So got that. And this may be the hardest one. It is definitely. This is the one I had to like force in on his back. That is definitely tricky. It's very hard to tell if I have it. It almost feels like this one just kind of lays there, not fully on. you could do that technically, but it is not fully on. This one is still, as you can tell, pretty loose. So I'm not sure how I like that. Okay. That, I was gonna say that feels good, but yeah. I think this is probably the best I'm gonna get on video, so yeah. That honestly was not near as bad. I may be lucky, I may be very blessed, but let's finish this stuff up. So I think we have this little piece of glass. It goes in here, maybe? Or does it go like this? Yeah, it probably goes like this. Okay. As you can see, it goes right there where my finger is tapping on the other side. Now, let's get some close-up, shall we? As you can see, there is Peter Parker's camera that old Doc Ock stole. And wow. Man, this is incredible. And you have the classic portrait. Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, this one is the one that feels kind of loose. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little gap there that feels loose, and it's not, I'm very, you can move it around where it's just kind of sitting there, but it's not fully hooked in. So this one is very delicate, I would say. Wow. Man, this is incredible. Get some more close-ups here. Very nice. This looks really, really good in person. Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about this, but it works for sure. So let's just go down his jacket. Like I said earlier, this thing is fully sculpted. This is not mixed media, and neither are these gloves. The gloves, you know, they've got weathering, they're dirty, and these straps, I'm pretty sure these are fully sculpted. You know, yeah, those little belt buckles, they are sculpted. They are not mixed media. And like I said, I'm kind of nervous about possibly breaking those off. So I would be very, very careful. Oh, man. And his suit just looks incredible, you know, straight out of the comics. You got a nice little bulge going there. A little excited to fight Spider-Man. His boots, of course, you know, have weathering. Just, this thing is, wow. Just absolutely ambitious. That's definitely the word. You know, you've got all this, and you can see this. It's a little loose. That's the biggest thing about this. This thing had to be incredibly difficult to engineer, and you know, that is where all these tentacles go into his back. You know, this one goes out through and over, whereas this one, at least I think, goes here. I was able to move this around a little bit, and it does look like there is some gap right there. It's hard to tell if that's how it's supposed to be, because you know, you've got these gaps here, or if it's supposed to be flesh to that. But it is working, and I'm kind of jiggling it a little, and it's not doing a whole lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. Wow, this thing, wow. It definitely the most ambitious statue I own. And just capturing that sculpture, just like the Daredevil with the angels, I love the sculpturing on this building. It's just very, very good. Now, this head sculpt is not as high up but I still very much like it. Supposedly, you had Spider-Man reflecting in his sunglasses originally, but I guess XM ended up not doing that, so that's too bad. That would have been pretty cool. Especially if you had a Spider-Man kind of displayed next to this guy. That would be an awesome touch. But yeah, like I said, his head is lower than the other one. So I'm going to put the other one back on. So that is about more or less the same angle. Of course, you got to have that to really get that full on shot. Where is this one? Yeah, it's a little lower, or it feels lower. So I would say if you want to use this head sculpt, it'll really depend on the level that you have him displayed on. What can I say about this statue? It is definitely the most ambitious statue I have in my collection, and probably will have in my collection for a long time. Yeah, this is an ambitious... I'm trying to think of other words to describe it, but yeah, I'm still kind of a little speechless. Doctor Octopus, Doctor Otto Octavius, made his first appearance all the way back in Amazing Spider-Man number 3 back in 1963. He is most definitely my favorite Sinister Six villain, and possibly one of my favorite Spider-Man villains ever. You know, it's kind of a toss-up between him and Venom, but you know, Venom's kind of more of an anti-hero these days. But this is an incredible statue. Definitely pricey to get him over from Singapore with shipping and everything, but I feel like he is absolutely worth it. If you're a Spider-Man fan, if you're a Marvel fan, this is an incredible statue. Wow. Definitely. I said this in my Daredevil video, but this is yet another one of my favorite statues that I own. Yeah, it's incredible, guys and gals. You gotta get it if you're able to. This had to be a very hard statue to build. You know, I give lots of props to XM Studios for the concept, and engineering, of course, could be better, but it kind of comes down to, you know, how much more would it be delayed if they got all the little nicks and crinks perfected. Is it possible to even make a statue better that, you know, with this kind of concept and layout? I don't know if it's able to be perfect with all this, unless it just like probably magnets probably would have been the best option. I'm not sure, you know, how that would have affected this, since this is probably a little heavier. Or if you wanted to, you know, have the tentacles grabbing onto the bank walls, that may be more difficult, but magnets may have been the only other option I can think of personally that would have maybe made this statue even more incredible. But yeah, brilliant concept. Engineering could be a little better. But the sculpts, you know, all the little bonuses, you know, with the money bag, the camera, I laid out some of the coins down on the bottom of the base. The base in general, 10 out of 10 for sure. But the overall design, concept, sculpt, 10 out of 10. Just the engineering is really the only thing that brings it down a little, but I feel like I was really lucky. I'm still not completely satisfied with it, but part of that is just me worried about messing it up. So I feel like I'm just going to leave it as it is right now. But what I want to do now is I'm going to go get my Sideshow Spider-Man, put him next to Doctor Octopus, and we're going to see how they pair up together. So if you have Spider-Man, Sideshow Spider-Man, and you have Doc Ock, I can't think of a better way to pose those than these. Maybe even, scooting them in a little more. Something like that is very, very... They go together excellently, and I think that's going to be how I pose them, since these are the only two Spider-Man pieces that I currently have. I want to get a Venom, but I'm really focusing on the X-Men collection behind me. I have absolutely loved unboxing this for you guys. This is a crazy, ambitious statue. Take a shot every time I said ambitious, and you'd probably be drunk by the end of this video, but here we are. Ambitious piece, and I am just in love with it. One of my best statues in my collection. XM knocked this guy out of the park. Of course, engineering could be a little better, but I feel like I was really blessed with how... I guess I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult. Click that like button, subscribe. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time on Collector's Therapy.